All right. All right, guys, welcome. You're here tonight because somebody cares about your health. Somebody took their time to send you out an invitation because they want you to experience more health in your life and more wealth in your life. That invite alone should tell you that somebody else sees something in you worth investing in, and that should feel pretty good. All right, so I want to go over a few things of what we're going to learn tonight. We're going to learn first and foremost about our K8 water ionizer. It's our flagship product. We're going to learn about the latest and greatest project they called the M-Guard. It's an EMF harmonizer. And we're going to look at our patented revenue share system. And we're going to see how people, just like you and I, are creating independence and more freedom and more time and location freedom for themselves and their family. All right, who's this for? This is for skeptical people. This is for people serious about improving their health. They're people who want more time, more location freedom, more income, anyone open to a proven system. And I was going to say skeptical people is who this is not for, but I'd be a hypocrite because I was skeptical in the beginning. And if you can prove to me that it's a scam, I'll quit doing it because I don't want to scam people. Who is this not for? This is for people who want to stay the same, who are not, who are completely comfortable. Maybe you're a millionaire, maybe you're a pillar of the community, maybe you're a spectacle of health and everyone looks up to you and you don't need to get any healthier, you don't need to get any wealthier. This is not for you. If you're looking for a magic shortcut that's free and it's going to make you rich in 20 minutes, this is not for you. This is not a get rich quick scheme. I would argue, however, that if you're like me, I was a caddy carrying golf bags. I was never going to get rich doing that. I was going to do that till I died. This gives me the opportunity to become financially free in less than a year, but it doesn't always happen for that amount of people. It's more like 5 to 10 year plan to fire your boss. But to me, that's a get rich quick scheme if it's never going to happen in your current job. All right. So what's in it for you besides $100? By the end of the night, you're going to know how these products support your health. You're going to learn how you're going to learn the patented revenue share system that we're using to build more freedom and more income in our life. And you're going to learn how this business creates a lasting freedom and independence for not just you, but how it can be passed on down to your family. I don't know what kind of job you have, but my caddy world and my golf job, I could not I could not pass that down to my kids. This gives me the opportunity to work and pass it down to my children. And that's what we're going to learn. Now I'm going to toss it over to Dave, who's going to take it from here.
All right. Thank you so much, Rennie. I appreciate your insights, and you're a product of the product. So am I. That's what I say all the time. I'm a product of the product. I've been in this business for 7 years. And when I started, I was over 325 pounds. I had a herniated disc in my lower back, and I did not take care of myself. I did not prioritize my health or my wellness, physical, emotional, mental, spiritual, none of the above until I found this water. Once I started caring about my water, I really started caring about myself. I learned about hydration and its importance, and then the differences between water. I always used to think water was the same, there's no difference. I'd add a little bit of lemon for taste, but I never hesitated to go for the tap. And then I started to feel better. My body started to operate a lot more effectively, and things really started changing. So, about 5 or 6 years in, my whole entire life changed. I started to take the business more seriously. I started to promote the water every single day. I started to learn how I can promote the water better. And now we're here doing this online presentation. We've got some new distributors that we're going to introduce later. We're going to share some testimonials from some really great people. And then we're going to learn some great information. So it's free information. And if you're learning, then you're earning. And that's what we want to help you do. So I'm going to share my screen. We're going to go over, I could do a demo. I've done hundreds, but I found this lady, Mary Jane Cruz, who does it much better than me. And my goal is to just share her experience and her knowledge with you tonight. So I'm going to go back to my screen share, and we'll just get started with Mary Jane Cruz.
Hi, my name is Mary Jane Cruz and my background is in medical field. I've been a nurse for 17 years here in California. 13 years ago, I came to know this Kangen water by a doctor who introduced this to me, Dr. Lee. Now, let me show you the 3 unique properties of this Kangen water. First, the Kangen water has high in antioxidant. Antioxidant, it will slow down the aging process and it will help our immune system to be stronger. So this is an ORP meter. It's an oxidation reduction potential. Whenever I put this probe in this water, it will show me if the water is high in antioxidant or oxidizing the body. So first, this is Kirkland water. Kirkland water is, you can buy this at Costco, okay? As you can see, the number is, what's the number? Around 200, positive, dead water. What about Smart water? Smart water is about around 269, positive. What about this Essentia? It's the water that you can buy that it's alkaline, but it's chemically changed, okay? It's about positive 88. It's a little bit lower, but if you put this on Gatorade, any sports drinks, so the number is about 500. So it's very, very bad for our body. What about this soda? 7-Up represent all soda, either Diet Coke or regular Coke. So it's about positive 485. So now, what about tap water? Tap water is about 400. Why? It's because there's a lot of chemicals on our tap water. So if you don't have a good filtration or Kangen machine, it's not gonna help your body, okay? But take a look at this. This is Kangen water. As you can see, it's about negative 790. You see that? It's so high in antioxidant. That's why people drink this water. It had helped them with their health. It's so high in antioxidant that it will help our body to slow down the aging process. And that's why the celebrity in Hollywood, this is what they drink, because Kangen water has the ability to slow down the aging process. The next one, how I can show you that this water has loaded with antioxidant, is through this betadine. Betadine is so high in oxidation. This is what they use in the hospital. So let's say this is the free radicals in the air, okay? Because the way we age, it's in the air. For example, when you cut apple, banana, leave it on the table. What does it look like when you come back? It's dark. It's in the air. That's how we speed up the aging, you know? And also all the food that has a lot of preservative and a lot of insecticide, pesticide, and then you put it in a microwave, which is radiation. So that's how we age faster. So let me show you, by drinking Kangen water, it has the ability to slow down the aging process. For example, I'm gonna put a couple of drops here, and I'm gonna put a couple of drops on Kangen water. So our body is about 60% water. So if you're drinking plastic bottled water since your birth, basically your body's made out of plastic bottled water, okay? But since I've been drinking Kangen water for the last 13 years, my body is made out of Kangen water. So if there's free radical in the air, if your body is made out of plastic bottled water, let's see if there's an ability to fight the oxidation. Nothing. Got Kangen water. As you see that? It has the ability to fight the oxidation. Now, if your body is made out of plastic bottled water, if you're getting sick, the doctor will tell you to drink vitamin C. Vitamin C, I don't care either 500 or 1,000 milligram, our body will only take 120 milligram. The rest, we're gonna release that. And that 120 milligram, it will only stay in our system for 6 hours. After that, we have no coverage. Let me show you, okay? This is vitamin C. Put it there. So it's true, vitamin C has the ability to fight the oxidation or whatever sickness in there, okay? But our body is not made out of synthetic vitamin C. It's made out of water. So the water that you drink for every day, That's the one that will help your immune system get stronger. The next unique properties of Kangen water is the microcluster. Microcluster is a tiny water. It's about 5 to 6 clustered of water. So basically, this plastic bottled water here is about 15 to 20 molecule. The cluster is big. That's why when you drink this water, you feel bloated. It's in your stomach. But when you drink Kangen water, it's so tiny, it's hydrating your body in a cellular level, okay? It will give you the best hydration that you're looking for your body. And I'm going to show you this by using this green tea. This is Yamamoto green tea. We're going to pretend that this Yamamoto green tea is our cells, because our cells is too small, okay? And for the water to penetrate this tea bag, you need to boil the water, because without boiling the water, you cannot extract those tea in that tea bag, okay? We're gonna put this tea bag in each cup right here, okay? And this represents our cells in our body, okay, right there. So if you're putting plastic bottled water in your body, I don't think it has the ability to hydrate our body faster, right there. Like I said, the cluster is too big. And just for you know, as you can hear that, there's a lot of plastic leaching in that plastic bottled water. Now let me show you Kangen water. The minute you drink this Kangen water, it has the ability to penetrate the cells. It goes to your brain right away. That's why people drink this water. When they first drink this, they think they have a headache. It's not a headache, it's a head rush. The water is trying to hydrate the brain. And when your brain is well hydrated, it produces melatonin. Melatonin helps you sleep. So let me show you how this Kangen water and, you see, and this other water right there. People that drinks this Kangen water, it has given them this energy, so much energy, okay? So for example, this one doesn't have that tea, but once you're drinking Kangen water, it has the ability to enhance your energy, right there, all right? The next unique properties of this Kangen water is how it has the ability to charge the heart and the brain, because we need the right minerals in our body so that we stay healthy. Like the doctor said, you have to eat so much food and vegetable that has a lot of minerals. Let me show you this meter here. This is my mineral tester, okay? Whenever you put this in any vegetable or fruits, it's gonna charge right there. As you can see, right, there's the minerals. What do we get from avocado? Well, it's good to lower the cholesterol, to support that lower cholesterol. And what about this lemon? Okay, the lemon, it has vitamin C. It's so good for our immune system. So right there, as you can see, okay? What about this egg, this hard-boiled egg? This one's supposed to be good for your brain, right there. If our doctor says that eating all this is healthy for our body, isn't it the water that we're drinking is the best one, because our body is made out of water? So let me show you that whenever you drink this plastic bottled water here, it doesn't have the ability to charge our body, okay? So this is Kirkland. This is smart water, not so smart. Essentia, it's fake alkaline, loaded with chemicals in there, okay? But look at Kangen water. Kangen water has the ability to charge our heart and the brain because it has the right mineral that our body needs. Another unique properties of this Kangen water is the alkalinity of the water, because as we age, our body becomes acidic. And when our body becomes acidic, it produces inflammation. And when our body has inflammation, here's diabetes, high blood pressure, cancer, because by nature, our stomach is acidic. And most of the food that we're eating is acidic. When we're stressed, we're producing acid. So how can you maintain your blood pH to 7.35 if all you do is loading yourself with acid? So now, Kangen water has the ability to balance the acidity from our body, but not all water is the same. For example, this is my pH tester. It's a potential hydrogen liquid that whenever you put this in any water, it's gonna show you if the water is acidic or alkaline. So as you can see here, this water, especially this Gatorade, it's so acidic. Soda, tap water, and Kangen water. So as you can see, this one and this one is the same. Like I said, this is chemically changed. This is electrically charged. So let me show you that this water doesn't have the ability to put my body into alkaline side because it's fake. So I'm gonna blow my air here. As you can see, it can't handle the breath that I put in there because our inside is acidic. Look at Kangen water. It's not gonna change because it's natural. That's why if your body's deteriorating and you change your water, it's gonna help our body to heal itself. Kangen water is not a miracle water. It will not heal you, it will not cure you. But what it does, it will put your body into proper frame. Let me show you how this thing happened, okay? For example, let's say your body's acidic, sickness, diabetes, high blood pressure. Then you start drinking Kangen water. What happened was, it's gonna move your body into alkaline side and it's gonna charge it. Again, if your body's acidic, deteriorating, dying, change your water, change your life. Again, if your body needs the right minerals, change your water, will change your life. Okay, except for this one. This is Gatorade. Look at this. Nothing. Look at soda. Nothing. Okay? Because when you drink a cup of soda, it'll take 4 gallons of Kangen water before you can neutralize it to your body. Okay? Let's say your body is alkaline. Every book says it's healthy. Then you start craving for soda. What happens is, if you're healthy, if your body's in the alkaline side, and you start drinking soda, your body moved into acidic side. What does it mean? It means sickness, diabetes, high blood pressure, you know, name it. Right there. Right there. The next water I'm going to show you is the 11.5. 11.5 water is the water that you can wash your fruits and vegetables from pesticide, insecticide, and germicide. So if you put 11.5 in a spray bottle and you can wait for 3 days, you can use it as a degreaser. Degreaser, you can clean your kitchen. Like for example, the hood, you can spray. You don't need the 409 Fantastic, that's chemicals. You go to the store, you spend money on that. Kangen water has the ability to make the 11.5. Let me show you how I wash my fruits and vegetables from pesticide, insecticide, and germicide, okay? So I have this cherry tomato, okay? I bought this at Costco, Trader Joe's. We're gonna put it here. I'm gonna put some here. So we're gonna wash them. This one, I will wash it with tap water. Tap water here, here. And this one is 11.5. All I'm showing you is just water, okay? It's a strong alkaline water that the machine produced to wash your fruits and vegetables from pesticide, insecticide, and germicide. So like I said, I put that there, and this is the tap water here. And I'm just gonna show you in a bit how it has the ability to remove that pesticide and insecticide. You can also remove from all the preservative. Okay, this is a walnuts, and it's loaded with preservative. Open it. Okay, so why is it so important that we wash our food with all this preservative? Well, there's a study that if you're consuming so much preservative in your system, it's not healthy, okay? It can cause seriously health issue. So I don't know if you guys, but I start washing my walnuts ever since I heard about this preservative not being good in our body, okay? So this is the 11.5 here. And this is the tap water. Right here. So, as you can see, it's been soaking for a while. Okay, right here. If you soak your cherry tomatoes, your strawberry, your grapes, I usually soak it with 5 minutes or even longer just to make sure those pesticide comes off from that produce, because pesticide is oil-based and it has to, so that when it rains, it doesn't wash off from our produce. So Kangen water has the ability to remove that pesticide from our produce. For example, this is 11.5, as you can see there, right? Look at the tap water. Nothing. Nothing. It doesn't have the ability to remove the pesticide. What about this walnuts? The preservative in these walnuts. Look at that. What about this wash with tap water? It doesn't have the ability to wash it. The next water that this machine produces is the 2.5. 2.5 water is a strong acidic water that machine produces, so you can disinfect your house that is not made out of chemicals. And for the last 13 years, I haven't bought any chemical cleaning material or disinfectant for my house. This 2.5, it's very safe to spray your microwave, your refrigerator, or just in case you have like a sore throat, you can also gargle with this. And if you're here, when you smell this, it smells like bleach. It's stronger than bleach, that you can kill 99.9% of any bacteria, you know, by just pressing that machine, that K8, and you make your own 2.5 strong acidic water. So let me show you how this 2.5 is very, very strong. That, for example, this is water. It's clean, no bleach or anything. But I can just assure you that this 2.5 is stronger than bleach. As you can see, that this 2.5 is a strong acid that has the ability to disinfect your house. You can spray your microwave, you can spray your refrigerator. It's very safe. It's not chemicals, okay? For the last 13 years, I haven't bought any chemical cleaning material, so my house is Go Green. And you can make this by just pressing the button on those K8 Kangen machine. You can also put this 2.5 when you travel. Like for example, when you're putting gas, or you go to the airplane, you spray, to disinfect your hands. So it's very, very good to kill any bacteria or any germs right there. The last water I'm going to talk about is the Beauty Water. Beauty Water is a toner that this machine produces, unlimited. By pressing this Beauty Water here, it's going to give you the unlimited Beauty Water. Okay, it's 6.0 pH because our skin is about 5.5 to 6.0 pH. So whenever you press this beauty water here, it will give you unlimited beauty water. Why is it so important to have this beauty water? It helps your face well hydrated. This beauty water is like toner. You know how much we spend toner when we buy from Lancome? It's so much money. But once you have this Kangen water machine, you make your own toner unlimited. So like I said, I always carry this in my purse. So I always, especially this summer, you keep spraying yourself and you'll see. It's like it's reversing. I don't know. I've been spraying myself for the last 13 years, and a lot of my friends say, Mary Jane, you still look the same. And I said, it must be my water. Okay, I'm done about showing you the complete package of Kangen water. This is the full value of this Kangen water. Thank you for watching, and my name is Mary Jane Cruz. Like I always say, mankind is my business, helping people improve their health. The world become my office because Enagic is global and God is my boss. Thank you for watching.
Wow, I love that. She ends it so perfectly. I want to make a couple of points though, because she talked about pesticides, herbicides, germicides. The suffix side means death. We know homicide, we know suicide, and that's the death of the microbiome. And that's what we are. We're primarily water and microbiome. Our digestive system requires a balance, a healthy balance of microbiome. And if we don't remove the pesticides, the herbicides, the fungicides, then that's going to help, or it's going to contribute to the death of our microbiome also. So by removing it, it helps maintain our immune system function. And then also your body is a filter. And if you don't take these proper precautions, then, you know, we have our nose is a filter, our liver, our kidneys all filter our skin. And we have to protect our filters within our body. You can't really replace them. You can, but it's never yours. So that's why we want to take these steps for prevention. And so next, I'm going to go back to my screen share. We're going to go back to the presentation. And this, I should have read this. I just spoke it, so we'll skip it. And then also we'll skip that one. The next we're going to talk about is the M-Guard. M in this word means electromagnetic. Guard, of course, is like a shield. You can purchase other shields. I know there's one that you buy like a pendant that goes around your neck. You can get hoodies and blankets that are made from silver that help reduce the input of the electromagnetic frequencies. But we live in a digital era. If you know about certain things, you remember the Spanish flu, 1918. That was after the First World War when they introduced radio communication, telecommunications. Our entire world was blanketed in a frequency so that soldiers can communicate across great distance. And our biological system, our body was not designed to, protect itself from those frequencies. So now, fast forward more than 100 years, we have 3G and 4G and 5G, and we don't really know exactly what those are, but we do know that the other things that we've had an increase is cancer and, biological dysfunction is at an all-time high because maybe our technology and our exposure to electromagnetic frequencies and radiation is also at an all-time high. So this is the spectrum. And most of us, if we go to the X-ray, especially men, they put that big, vest over your reproductive organs because they know how harmful these frequencies, these electromagnetic frequencies, they're very harmful. So all the way across to radio, microwave, we basically live in a microwave, especially those Tesla owners. I see a lot of people who are sitting in their car while they're charging their Teslas. You basically are sitting in a microwave if you're doing that. And this man is that we're going to see a video here in a minute. He is the top distributor for the M-Guard, and he started selling them in Africa. He was out there for like 6 or 9 months, and he didn't even know anybody, but he knew that people would need this technology. So he was determined to share, and that's what we're going to do right now, is share his story and his video.
30 years ago, technology was celebrated for its promise to enhance convenience and connectivity. Today, while it has undoubtedly delivered on those promises, it comes with a new set of challenges. Our daily activities are now significantly exposed to the pollution from tech gadgets, a stark contrast to the relative tech-free environment of the past. Hi, my name is Simon Low, and I'm here to talk about electromagnetic radiation, also known as EMR, and what exactly it does to our bodies. Our everyday devices, while making our life easier, bombard us with electromagnetic radiation, EMR, that could be harmful. Constant exposure to EMR emitted from our Wi-Fi routers to our wearable technologies raises concerns about the long-term safety and wellness. This constant barrage is a modern form of pollution, pervasive yet imperceptible, enveloping us without a visible trace. Additionally, the World Health Organization, as we know as WHO, has classified radio frequency electromagnetic fields as possibly carcinogenic to humans, indicating that EMR has the potential to cause cancer. Healthcare professionals like Dr. Satvinder have weighed in on the potential side effects of EMR, citing how children are particularly susceptible.
The children's brain, like the hypothalamus, it tends to absorb 1.5 to 2 times more electromagnetic fields than an adult. But if you look at the child's bone marrow, it absorbs an amazing 10 times more electromagnetic radiation than an adult. The brain is much more absorbent, the skull is thinner, and because the relative size is smaller, if I give you the same dosage, your smaller tissue is going to absorb more than the bigger tissue. The first thing you have to do is keep the appliance that's emitting the radiation further apart from you, like handphones, off all power points when they're not in use. Number 3, you could use electromagnetic field harmonizers, which will balance out the radiation side effects from the appliance.
To that end, Dr. Satvinder recommends making use of electromagnetic field harmonizers that counteracts the effects of EMR on the human body. On the other hand, Professor Emerita at Trent University in Canada, Dr. Magda Havas, whose experience lies in the biological effects of electromagnetic radiation, has shown that EMR has a negative effect on the blood, the heart, the autonomic nervous system. This could possibly lead to symptoms like poor circulation, headache, fatigue, and even difficulty concentrating. Now that you have seen the true effects of EMR, you have a better understanding of how it can adversely affect your health, and let's take a closer look at how our bodies react to EMR. Our bodies are more vulnerable to the EMRs within the range of 30 to 300 megahertz, as we absorb the radiation a lot more, very much like a sponge absorbs water. When our bodies absorb EMR, they resonate with our vital organs' natural frequencies. Now this could potentially lead to negative effects on our well-being. This underscores the significance of managing our exposure. America's Federal Communication Commission, the FCC, has established limits on acceptable levels of EMR exposure. This is to safeguard the public health. Despite this, many electronic devices operate near or at these exposure limits, raising concerns about the cumulative effects of daily exposures in our life. Even if you can't touch, see, or even smell it, you need to know that EMR is always around, making it a persistent problem. In the following demonstration, I'll show you what I mean. Let me introduce my colleague, David. We're going to be using a tool called the SDR app, which you can download on Android. Now, as you can see, even though I am not in contact with any of my devices, This tool and the antenna is able to pick up the fundamental radiation in this environment. As you can see from the chart, I have tuned the app to 72 megahertz, the operating frequency of our brain. And take a look at the level of radiation. Just imagine, your body right now is constantly bombarded by these white noise. Now you understand why many people struggle to sleep well at night and having occasional headaches. Now coming to the more exciting part, this is M-Guard right here. An environment harmonizer. I'm going to turn on the M-Guard and let's find out what's going to happen. From the count of 3, 1, 2, 3. Take a look at that. Look at the screen now. The level of fundamental radiation has reduced drastically. Thank you so much, David. M-Guard offers an effective solution by suppressing external frequencies so that they do not disrupt our body's natural processes. The choice to protect yourself isn't just about preventing immediate threat. It's about investing in your future health and your loved ones. Now with M-Guard, you are taking a proactive step towards a healthier life in our technology-driven world. If you enjoyed this video and you genuinely feel there's a need to start protecting your loved ones from EMR, get back to the person that shared this video with you and visit our website at www.mguard.com. My name is Simon. Take care and stay healthy.
All right, that's another great one. I'm always really impressed with that presentation, but the music is kind of dramatic. It makes me feel like I'm in like a dramatic movie or something, but this is a very serious issue and the problems that we're dealing with are quite dramatic. I know myself included, a lot of us have, unfortunately, we've experienced our family members maybe passing away, maybe complications to some serious problems here in America is not good. And if this is one of the reasons, then what can we do about it? And this is a possible solution. So I'm going to go back to my presentation here, and we're just going to share this screen. It says, what makes more sense, direct sales or multi-level marketing sales? And the reason why I like this is because this business and this company has a patented revenue share system. And most other companies think about other like things that we have. I have an Apple iPhone, I have an HP computer, I have a lot of things around me, but none of them are paying me to promote their products for them. And it's sort of like real estate, whereas if you buy a house and you automatically get a license to sell real estate, you might accidentally sell a house to your mom or your brother or your cousin, but you can't really call yourself a professional without real training. And that's what we want to do. We're here tonight to inform you and educate you on this opportunity. But when you purchase a product for yourself, you have the opportunity to share and receive a return on your investment. And that's what we want to help you do, is receive a return on your investment. So I'm going to go back to another world-class distributor for the company who has much more experience talking about the patented revenue share system. And here we go.
Before we get started, make sure you read this part. We don't guarantee any earning by any means. The result of the people that you see that achieve those type of results are not typical. And to have success in this business, like any other business, you have to learn the skills, sales, you gotta get trained. And most people that achieve those types of results are usually in the company for a long time, like myself. The mission of Enagic is to help people achieve what we call true health, physical health, spiritual health, and financial health. Enagic is an OEM, original equipment manufacturer, out of Japan. It was created in 1974, and today they count 43 locations in over 26 countries. So no matter where you are in the world, you can start this business. The Enagic compensation plan has been patented globally, which means nobody else can copy it. It is one of the most profitable compensation plans of the last century. Let's look for a second at a traditional marketing structure. In this example, we'll use the smartphone. To produce a smartphone, it usually costs $30 to $60, maybe $90 to make one phone. When we actually buy, our final price is $1,500, $1,700, sometimes even $2,000. Why that happens? Because when they produce the product, the manufacturer, in order for them to get it to the consumer, the product has to go through multiple steps. Manufacturer reps, sales reps, wholesales, retail, advertising, salaries, all the costs that a company has to get the product out of the consumer. So Enagic was able to create a system that cuts out all these costs, and the product directly go from the manufacturer directly to the consumer. They don't have to pay the advertising fee up front, and they only release the marketing commission after the product is sold. So basically the company produces every single piece that makes this machine, they assemble the pieces, and then we do the advertising for them through webinar, live presentation, we share the product, we do online. In any way we can do this advertising, and only after the product is sold, Enagic releases the commission. This allows the company to only produce products based on the demand, to have zero debt, and to pay a really high marketing commission. In a traditional multi-level company with a low ticket item, usually you have to purchase products every single month, you need to keep a certain volume to keep the ranks, and in order for you to make a decent amount of money, you have to sell a lot of products. Those are low ticket products, and the commission is very low, so you have to sell thousands and thousands of products to even earn a decent amount of commission. With Enagic, we have a high ticket product with a very high commission. You don't have to qualify every single month. You never lose your rank. You have no time limits. There's no auto ship. You don't need an inventory. It pays daily, and you can sponsor people all over the world internationally. So this is not your traditional multi-level program. It's a true direct sale program, very similar to real estate, that allow you to open unlimited amount of franchises all over the world. In our business, there's 3 ways to earn a commission or an income. The first one is by making a direct sale. So you sell a product, you get a commission, exactly like real estate, selling cars, or any other product. Number 2 is with an override. So an override is a commission that you earn when someone else in your team makes a sale. And number 3, passive income. Passive income are usually achieved from 682 and above, and you start getting monthly and quarterly bonuses, but also those bonuses are based on production, and there's some requirement for you to earn those bonuses every single month. So Enagic uses an 8-point commission structure on all their products, and they have different products, different types of machine, shower unit, turmeric supplement, and many other products. And all of those products, they use the 8-point commission. Each product, based on which product you sell, you earn a different type of commission. In this specific example, we'll use the K8 model, which in my opinion is one of the best machines you can possibly get. So the price of the K8 is $5,480. And out of this price, the company pays 8 points. Each point is worth $351 for a total of $2,808 commission. The commission structures work this exact same for every single person in this company. So when you first start, you are what we call a 1A, a 1-point agent, which means on your first 2 direct sales, you will earn $351 and $351. On your 3rd direct sale, you're already getting promoted. You are now a 2-point agent, which means you earn 2 points of commission for every direct sale that you do, which means $702 for every K8 from now on. So let's say you sold 3 machines to Matt, Bob, and Mike. You will earn a commission of $351, $351, and $702. So this is what we call linear income. So you sell a product and you earn a commission, exactly like real estate or selling cars or any other product. That's why we call this direct sales. So the company also allow you to earn what we call override, which means a commission earned by someone else in your team making a sale. So let's go back to the previous example where you sold 3 machines to Matt, Bob, and Mike. And Mike was your 3rd sale, which means you earned $702 in commission. So now you have a $702 franchise lane, which means every sale that Mike or his downline will produce will generate you $702 in commission. So let's say Mike sells 5 sales. He will earn $351, $351, $702, $702, $702. That's his commission, like when you first started. But because Mike is in your 2-point franchise lane, you will also earn 5 overrides of $702 each. 702, 702, 702, 702, and 702. That's your override commission. Isn't that amazing? That's the magic of this business. Once you achieve 10 group sales, which means the total of your direct sale plus your indirect sale. So let's say you sold only 3 machines and below you they sold 7. Now you have 10 group sales. It could be 5 direct, 5 indirect, it doesn't matter, as long as you have 10 group sales. On the next direct sale, and that's how you promote yourself. You make a direct sale, you achieve the next rank. So sale number 11, it's a direct sale that you make, now you're a 3-point agent. which means you're now entitled to earn $1,053 for each direct sale. So let's say your 3A sale was to a guy named Bob. You earn $1,053. And let's say Bob makes 10 direct sales. Bob is really excited because he just started the business and he's earning 10 commissions already. 351, 351, 702, 702, 702, all the way to 10 sales. But because Bob now is in your 3-point franchise lane, you will earn an override of $1,053 10 times. That's $10,530 in overrides because someone else sold 10 machines. Is this crazy or what? And by the way, the company always pays from the bottom to the top, which means the first person that gets paid is the person that makes the direct sale, and then whatever points are left, they go up. This means that as the people below you grow in rank and they achieve higher rank, you will start earning less commission on their direct sales because they're taking the majority of the points. Once you have 20 group sales total in your organization, you now can get promoted again and you can become a 4-point agent, which means you will earn 4 times 351, which is $1,404 for each direct sale. And remember, Enagic is never taking away your rank. So once you accomplish a rank like a 4A, from that day on, every sale you will make, you will earn 4-point commission, or if you go to the next rank, you even can get higher, but you never go back and you never have to restart from the beginning. With that said, the franchise that you previously opened, also they're not gonna change. So let's say you're a 4-point agent, but someone make a sale in your 1-point or 2-point franchise lane, you will earn 1 or 2 points. As you see, as a 4-point agent, already if you make 2 to 3 sales per month, that's a pretty decent part-time income, and you don't need to sell 1,000 products, right? Think about, let's say you have a full-time job and you're doing this very, very part-time. You share some videos, you share some products, you invite people to a presentation, and you sell 3 machines as a 4-point agent. That's $1,404, 3 times of extra income that you can potentially earn in this business. But the magic obviously happens when you find someone that actually wants to pursue the business. So let's say I'm a 4-point agent and I find a guy named Mark, and he buys the machine from me. I make $1,404. But now he wants to do the business. And let's keep low numbers. Let's say Mark only makes 5 sales. He's really excited. He makes 351, 351, 702, 702, 702. But now Mark is in my 4-point lane, which means his 5 sales will earn me 5 overrides commission, and each commission is gonna be of $1,404. I want you to imagine this for a second. Let's say you're working your business, you're working at your job, or whatever you're doing in your life, right? And you have someone in your 4-point lane that does 5 sales in 1 month. Not 1,000, not 3,000, 5 sales. That will generate you $7,020 in override. Tell me where else you can do that. And by the way, 98% of people who achieve the rank of 4A, they actually make it to the top rank. It's very hard to quit when you earn this type of commission. So let's keep going. Once you achieve 50 group sales, you become what we call 5A, 5-point agent. Now you earn $1,755 per sale. And just so you know, when I personally became a 5A, I only sold 8 machines directly, and that generates me 50 group sales. So you don't have to sell all the 50 machines if you don't want to, as long as you have 50 group sales in your organization. Now this is the magic of high ticket. Now you're a 5-point agent. So with 2 sales per month, you make over $3,400 in commission just with 2 sales. And it doesn't take you like 8 hours a day for 5 days a week to make 2 sales, but you can do this on a part-time basis if you want to. But the magic is always in finding people that actually want to do this business. Let's pretend my 5A sale is to a guy named Frank. He buys the machine from me, I make $1,755, and let's say Frank makes 10 sales. It could be in 1 month, in 2 months, in 3 months, it doesn't matter. The commission is always the same. He will earn his commission, 351, 351, 702, 702, all the way to 10, but this time I'm a 5-point agent. So this time those 10 sales will generate me $17,550 in override commission. Now, I don't know about you, but I don't know any other company that pays this high of commission on a product that no one has, the majority of people will eventually own, and there's easy financing for everyone. Once you achieve 100 group sales in your organization, you become what we call 6A. Now you earn 6 out of the 8 points. So 6 times 351 is $2,106 for 1 direct sale. So I always tell people, from 0 to 6A, you got your diploma. Now it's time to work. Because think about it. From now on, for the rest of your life, every single time you make a direct sale, you earn $2,106. But not only that, you open a franchise that is $2,106 in override, and you can open as many as you want, and there's never a go back. So from the moment you are 6A for the rest of your life, you can open an unlimited amount of franchise, and each franchise not only will pay you $2,106 when you open, but it can generate you $2,106 in override every time you help one of your downline make a direct sale. So let's say you meet someone on Instagram, you're now a 6-point agent, they want to purchase the device from you, and you earn $2,106 in commission. And let's say you teach this person how to make their first 3 sales very quickly. They get really excited because they earn right away $351, $702. But because you're a 6-point agent and that's your 6-point franchise lane, you will earn $2,106 3 times. $2,106, $2,106, $2,106 for a total of $6,318 in override. So that's your commission for someone that you just met online. So this business is crazy and it keeps getting better and better and better. So in a traditional network marketing company, let's say you want to make $10,000 in commission and you're selling products that are like $100 to $200, maybe $300. How many products would you need to sell in order for you to earn that $10,000 commission? It's doable, but it's very hard for the average person. Let's compare it with our business. It's a high ticket sale program where you earn $2,106 now per sale, which means you only need to make 5 direct sales to earn more than $10,000 in commission. That's the biggest difference between high-ticket network marketing and low-ticket network marketing. This means I don't have to sell thousands of products all over the world, but I only need 5 sales as a 6-point agent to earn my $10,000 commission. Once you become a 6A, you have the opportunity to earn a $3,000 title incentive bonus. You also unlock other type of bonuses for 6 months in a row based on your production and your team's production. But here it comes, my favorite part of this compensation plan. If you want to achieve the next rank, which is called 6A2, you can only do it by helping others. So once you help 2 people in 2 separate legs achieve the rank of 6A, you become what we call 6A2. So now you earn a $6,000 title incentive and you start earning monthly and quarterly bonus based on your personal and team production. Once you help 2 people in your organization in 2 separate legs achieve the rank of 6A2, you become what we call 6A2-2. So now you earn a $12,000 title incentive and you have a slight increase on the monthly and quarterly bonus. And once you help 2 people achieve the rank of 6A2-2 in 2 separate legs, you become what we call 6A2-3. Now, this is one of the most wanted rank in this company because you earn a one-time $25,000 title incentive bonus. You get a $5,000 monthly award every single month as long as you're active based on some minimum requirements. And you also get monthly, quarterly bonus, and global sharing. After 6A2-3, there's many other rank, -4, -5, -6, -7, and -8. And to achieve those rank is always the same. You gotta help people in your organization achieve the previous rank. So for example, to be a -4, you need 2 people that hit -3. To be a -5, you need 2 people in 2 separate legs that are 6A2-4. To be a -6, you need 2 people that are -5, etc. And obviously, the higher you go, the higher bonus you get. But all those bonuses are always based on your team and your personal production. Remember, the only way to generate commission in this business is through a sale of a product. I think the reason why so many average people are achieving above average result in this company is because of how the compensation plan is designed. Think about it. When you're a 1-point agent, let's say you make your first sale and your upline makes 6 points of commission for your first sale. The company is paying them with a lot of experience to help you make your first sale. That's, I think, it's the most genius part of this compensation plan, because usually when you start a business, you're alone, you don't have the skills, you don't know how to present, close, and none of that, right? But if someone is paid to help you succeed, your chances of success are a lot higher than the average program. That's why I think this is the winning formula of this company. Enagic feels like a family. Everybody is helping each other because they're well compensated to do so. And you want to be in a place where other people are compensated to help you succeed. Isn't that a great place to be? Go back to the person who shared this video with you for more information.
Where is that? All right. So I like to say a rising tide lifts all ships and a calm sea never made a skilled sailor. But I'll tell you, this company, Enagic, like you just described, is a rising tide. It's Japanese culture. And over there in Japan, their doctors get paid when their patients are well. As soon as the patient becomes ill, the doctor does not get paid until they're well again. We have a backwards, broken sick care system here in the US, Canada, Mexico, most, common countries are using the same medical model. And that's why you don't find this compensation. If these machines were sold in Costco, Walmart, they'd be a lot higher because they have to pay for marketing, they have to pay for advertising, and Enagic does not pay. Their entire marketing budget goes back to the distributors, and that's where this money is coming from, is because we do the marketing, we do the advertising, we do the training, and that's why you're here today. So we're going to go back to the Canva, and I'm going to just explain a little bit more about my story, because the trifecta was invented by independent Enagic distributors. This is a business bundle. This is like purchasing a car, when you go to the dealer and you get yourself, in 25, 30, 35, sometimes $65,000 in debt, depending, sometimes $200,000 if you're at a specialty, whatever manufacturer, then I just spent $15,000. That's like a used Honda Civic. But when I started my business, I really didn't know much about this quad or this trifecta. And I started with an Anespa. I purchased a K8 from myself, so I earned a commission back from my first purchase. We bought my grandma and grandpa a machine here, so I earned a second commission, and I opened up a second franchise lane. And then we purchased a subscription to the Ukon, which is Japanese word means turmeric. And this company uses this water to grow this organic turmeric in their farms. And that I received a promotion, just like he said, on a direct sale is how you receive your promotion. Now I was receiving double commission. My initial return on my investment was $782 just for purchasing these products from myself. Now, fast forward, I meet Rennie Bray, who's also a business builder. He's a dedicated father and a husband and a golfer, hardworking man, but he doesn't want to work super duper duper hard forever, right? Until his body breaks down. So what does he do? He invests in the Platinum, and I teach him about the quad. We're learning together, we're duplicating, we're growing, and we're developing. His first investment was $14,000, and he received a 782 return on his investment by selling products to himself. That's called investing in your health and your business. And then I received a $1,752 additional return on my investment for introducing him to the products, for inspiring him with my story and all of the hard work that I was doing. And then now here we are today. We're business builders. We're really good friends, practically family. And he's one of the greatest mentors that I've had in my life. So as you could see, the compensation plan was described. I sold my first two products to myself and then opened up this franchise 2A lane. But now I'm way down here in 5A. And because I sold products to myself, I'm actually getting commission as a 6A. So anytime I do a direct sale, I get two checks, one for 5A, one for 1A, and that gives me enough to call myself a 6A earner. And then my grandma, or the way we set it up was she's able to get the other check, the other 2 points. Now it's getting willed to my aunt. But regardless, this is an opportunity for you to get a massive return on your investment. And then you can also use the bank's money to leverage your new passive income stream with LendingTree and other different types of financial services. You can get a miles card, like an Alaska Air Miles. And when you purchase your business, you can take a vacation and take your products with you on your vacation and start promoting your business before you even make your first monthly payment. You'll receive a compensation check and you can use that money to get yourself going. So that's about it. I used what I've learned to help myself. I'm helping Rennie. Rennie's helping Aaron. I've met Athena. We're going to introduce Aaron now so he can share his testimony, because it's powerful. Just like the stories that you've seen already with these 3 distributors, Aaron is on his way, I can tell. So Aaron, go ahead and take yourself off mute and explain to everybody, why you're here and why you decided to invest.
Good afternoon, evening, wherever you are. My name's Aaron. I haven't always looked or thought this way. My my thoughts and views were definitely head stuck in the sand for a long time, especially when it came to my health and being able to control my health. Unfortunately, due to certain circumstances, I was put in a position to help family, take care of family, and seeing what they experienced put enough fire under my own buttocks to do something about it, because the life that they were living is not something that I would want for anyone, myself, my family, or my children, just because they were taken advantage of by a system that has been built to suck the life of them. And you might be one of these people right now that you're experiencing the same thing, whether it be in your own health and well-being or your family members. You have these people and these entities and these companies that their products do nothing but suck the life from you. You eat them, you consume them, you're around them, and they do not have any beneficial value to them. The biggest reason I invested in this machine in the beginning was just out of convenience of having good water that I could actually trust from my tap without having to buy bottles, packs of bottles, which I don't never drink anyway. But um, for me, I was refilling 5 gallon Primo jugs at Walmart, Brookshire's, or QT at the gas station when I lived in San Antonio. And although that water may have been, supplementing me in the past, I didn't actually know what was in that water. And come to find out, I've actually done my own testing with some materials that I have now. That water was actually not beneficial for me either. It wasn't until I actually saw what this product was able to do and then see the difference between this product and the water that I was consuming to know the beneficial factors of the difference of the two. In the beginning, my health and wellness journey, it was going down the path that I was telling you I would hope everyone tries their best to avoid. I was on SSRIs, pain medication, antidepressants, in a world of pain and inflammation that the doctors couldn't explain to me why I was experiencing. And when I trusted them and trusted their knowledge and expertise in the fields that they were, studied in, the remedies that they gave me for treating me did not help. It didn't Nothing helped until it I broke down what I was doing and did my own research into the food I was intaking, the physical movement I was giving my body, and how I was actually keeping my body hydrated and functioning on a daily basis. It's a consistent action. It's not a one and done. You drink this water, it's a magic pill, or it's this water is not magic. I will tell you that. It sets your body up to be in the most prime function that it can. If you're doing things that are going to put your body in that spectrum to where it can move and operate the way it needs to, this water just amplifies that 100 times. Um, but the real reason behind all of that was I was tired of seeing people that I love and care for being taken advantage of. And the main reason I want to pursue this business now is because my entire life I've always had an inspiration to help people. In the beginning of my adulthood and trying to figure out what I wanted to do with my life, I wanted to be an EMT paramedic. During that time in my life, there was a lot of things going on that didn't pan out. Shortly after, I joined the military, thinking the same thing. Maybe serving the country will fill the hole that I think needs to be filled. And unfortunately, things didn't pan out there either. I met a lot of really cool people along the way. I was taught and trained with a lot of different skill sets that I couldn't have gotten had I not joined. But it didn't really sit well with me until I got out, till I saw with a new perspective how I could actually benefit people with my own health and well-being. And this product is hands down one of the biggest and best investments that I made thus far. If I could, I would. You take my machine, put it on your countertop, and let you taste it, let you try it for a week just to see the difference. I have 110% faith in what this company believes in and the products that they produce. Um, it was a no-brainer for me. If that's something that is up your alley, you want to take care of your health, you want to take care of your family's health, and you just want to help people in general do the same, this is the way you want to go. Hands down. I can't express it more enough. It's been a life changer.
Awesome. Thank you. I always get real emotional when you touch on the military and your service. You're obviously very service oriented, and that's what our goal here is, to be helpers for the helpers. And like I said, a rising tide lifts all ships. So that's what we're trying to do, is just help others rise and elevate their health and their mindset. So powerful. Thank you. Athena, you're up. If you can take yourself off of mute and share your story, and I'll get my tissues because I know I'm gonna probably get a little emotional here too. So here you go.
Oh, thank you, Dave. Um, all right. Well, thank you. Well, I'm a body worker and an aquatic therapist now for about 15 years. And let's see. Well, I kind of have a similar story as far as feeling betrayed by my health and wellness practitioners that were supporting me. Yeah, I always thought I was living quite well. I'd exercise and eat whole grains and things like that, but I found that I was still dealing with a lot of gut and health issues, things like that. In my early 30s, I decided to do some genetic testing and found out I had some genetic predispositions that made what my body needed a little bit extra, particular supplements. I had to start looking at food labels. Anything enriched was making me sick. I can't eat enriched foods. So it was like it made me really super hyper aware of all the foods that I was eating. And so that was about 10 years ago. And I started really just focusing on, the things that was in my body. And I'm in a way that I can share nutrition with people, doing body work in a clinic. And so that's what I would do. I would just share that information. But I don't always have an access to like probiotics, prebiotics, and things like that. And so I would go to a juice bar every so often, and I ran into my friend Dave here now about a year ago, and I tried some of his water, and I kind of thought it was like hypey water. I had filtered water. I knew that that was good from my reverse osmosis machine, and actually that was another thing that was happening for me at the time is I was hauling water to my house that I live rurally, and there's a well out here, and it's filled with arsenic and sulfur, and it's not drinkable and really not showerable. So I was hauling water and needing something else in my book, in my belt for my health. And I tried this water. And I noticed within a couple of months that my inflammation went down, my acidity levels went down, my fogginess and fatigue, all of those symptoms that are associated with my body when it's out of balance tended to just kind of melt away. And so I found myself in a really good place. And within about 4 months, I found myself to where I stopped drinking alcohol. And I was drinking like 2 or 3 times a week. I'd have 3 or 4 ciders and not really think much about it. It was a pretty routine evening rude relaxing thing. But I just thought, wow, I'm drinking this super water, I'm doing great. But I didn't really see the benefits until I eliminated the alcohol completely. So I've been about 8 months now, alcohol free, and let's see, 12, 13, 14, 15 months on Kangen water. And I'll tell you, the difference is, I couldn't keep putting this alkaline water into my body that was acidic. And I could definitely feel the difference. Like, half the day I was drinking hydrogen water and half the day I was drinking, cider. And so once I changed that habit, I really noticed a huge difference in just my sleep and gosh, just I could keep on going. So that's why I started the water, and why I'm, crazy about it and share it with my friends and family. The business side, I am a body worker and I love what I do, but I didn't really take a deep, hard look at it until I started realizing I needed to fund my own saltwater therapy pool and I need to create a wellness center. And so that's really what's lit a fire besides, caring for myself and, for my son. I want to create this center. And this is how I can do it in a very short period of time. And so, yeah, I see this as an opportunity. I fought the system in my youth. I refused to pay, thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars to go to business school. And I always thought education should be free, and so should water. It really should. But unfortunately, our world has been compromised with plastics and, low quality water that's been tainted and adulterated in a system that's holding us down. So, I choose not to work 9 to 5. I choose to, take some value to my time and my wealth. And, this is why I joined Kangen. And yeah, that's my story.
So great. You are perfect alignment with everything. And that's why I was excited to share the water with you, because after just a few conversations with you, I started to learn that you were definitely a like-minded person. And that's what we want to do, is find like-minded people, but even people that don't think the way that we do. I never used to think this way. I was drinking tap water with lemon. So if there's hope for someone like me, then there's hope for just about anybody. And like I said, a rising tide lifts all ships. And these are friendships, entrepreneurships, stewardships, right? We're guardians of our water. So it's guardianship. And now we're basically doing the same for our business and our family's legacy. So the last but not least, I want to introduce my very, very, very good friend, Rennie Bray. He's more like soul family at this point, just like Aaron and Athena, and he's got a tremendous story. I will say one thing, though, is last year, it was probably one of my worst personal months, dealing with family illness and just terrible things. But in that same month, we did a sprint in our business in May of last year, and Rennie had a $16,000 month. So because he was my direct, that helped me out quite a bit at a very difficult time for me. So when I think about that, I can always, right now I'm emotional just thinking about it. So a rising tide really does lift all ships. Sometimes we're the tide, most times we're the ship. So Rennie, I want you to share your story, please.
Okay, first of all, I just want to make sure if the wind gets too crazy, let me know and I'll go inside, but there's a big storm coming into Arizona. So we're good. So I'll be brief on my story. I know time is valuable. So I was a pretty healthy guy. I was like David, I was 300 pounds at one time. I'd cleaned up my food. I was paying $47 a week for bottled water delivery. I knew there was something better out there. Like I really just knew that there was something better out there. I walked into his juice bar one day, saw this machine, saw this signage, was immediately interested. Immediately, my first question is what's the price? He responds with like $4,000. So I immediately just check out. I didn't have $4,000. Checked out immediately, but he gave me some water to try. I was living in Oregon at the time. I was visiting Oregon, living in Arizona full time. And anyway, he let me try the water, and I enjoyed it for a couple of weeks. I felt a difference. My skin cleared up. I felt lighter. It tasted better. The texture tasted better. So I liked it. I went home, told my wife in Arizona. She told me to shut up. You're stupid. It's an expensive water filter. I Googled it. It told me it was a scam. I couldn't take away what I felt. I really couldn't. So I kept researching it. I found out that the main therapeutic benefits were from molecular hydrogen, and those are pretty rock solid. The science on that is pretty settled. And I still had to get my wife on board. My wife still thinks I should shut up. She comes to Oregon with me. She tries it. She immediately likes it. She's like, bam, we got to find a way to get one. Problem is, I still don't have the money. I'm the only one working in the family. My wife's taking care of kids, going to school. I'm the only income earner. So what do? At 40 years old, I go to mommy and daddy and ask if I can borrow their credit card. And I didn't even have the credit to get a credit card at 40 years old. I'm not proud to say. But anyway, long story short, that was almost 6 years ago. I have 4 machines. As David told you, they were all paid for in just 1 month. And I just have a new hope in my life, like a hope of every day getting out of bed thinking today's a brand new day. Anything could happen. I get to go create my own day, do what I want. I get to share this amazing technology with people just living my life, whether it be in the street or online. And that's such a stark contrast from getting up every day and going and carrying golf bags for 36 holes and knowing I'm going to do it every day for the rest of my life until I can't walk anymore. And my only retirement plan was to maybe graduate to a cart when I can't walk anymore and then work until I die. I'm one sprained ankle away from being homeless. Like, I'm not a very good example to my three boys. All of that is completely shifted now. Like, I'm teaching them that at 46 years old, I'm still out here trying to build a business, getting out of my comfort zone. They all see that, and I can tell in their attitude that that's going to live on in them when I'm no longer with them. They're going to be able to make better choices, make better health choices, realize that like once you're 35, you don't have to give up on life. You don't have to just concede, okay, I've got a decent house, a decent car, a decent job. I'm just going to watch Netflix and drink beer all night, and they're going to bury me when I'm 80, but you know, you're essentially going to die when you're 35. That's how I see most people in this country live their life. So that's my brief story. It's quite a bit longer and more detailed, but I don't want to take up too much more of your time. I just want to recap what we've learned tonight. We learned about the K8, which is the flagship product, what it can do, the drinking water, what it can do for you. It's an antioxidant, as Mary Jane showed us. We got the 11.5 that can take pesticides off your fruits, vegetables, nuts. It can replace your laundry detergent. We got the 2.5. You don't ever have to buy cleaners anymore. You don't have to buy toners anymore. They didn't even talk about the tax deductions, but it's completely tax deductible. We learned about the new technology. We learned about how harmful EMR is. Like, we're just now scratching the surface on that. I do believe that that's going to be common knowledge pretty soon. And this is a pretty awesome solution. Those little pendants they have and the hoodies, they protect you a little bit, but like this forms a 8-meter circle around wherever you plug it into. So that's hard to beat. And then we learned about the compensation plan, about how, this high ticket item that, once you get to David or I's level, that like, one sale at 6A is $2,000. That's pretty good just to, I've woken up from a nap to a $2,000 check before. Like, that was pretty cool. I've gone golfing, come home to a $2,000 check. Like, that's pretty awesome, all for just like living your life and sharing this technology. Like, we're making this presentation for now we can go out and share it. Only 2 people showed up to the live, but now we're able to put this into our Facebook group and thousands of people can watch it on the replay. If anyone, Aaron or Athena, they can now share this presentation with people. They can ask people, are you open-minded to extra streams of income? Okay, watch this presentation and get back to me. Are you open? I've always thought you were very healthy. I really think that you could benefit for these products. Here's a demonstration on these products. So we've learned that's the system we use. So we've learned about the K8, the M-Guard, the compensation plan. We've learned about the system we use. And now it's time to wrap it up. Craig, you outlasted Jeremy. So you're the big winner of $100 tonight. So whoever invited you to this, get in touch with them. Send them, I can do Venmo, PayPal, or Zelle. So just send them your preferred payment and they'll get it to me and I'll get it to you. And also we're offering for the rest of this month, September 1st, the prices of everything in this company go up about 9% due to the tariffs between the US and Japan. And what we're offering in this next week is also a $500 bonus to fast action takers, people that can make a decision quickly. I took 11 months to make this decision, and I have one regret. I would be go back and do it immediately. I think we've made a pretty compelling case for the technology, the compensation plan. And so you have up until a week. We're going to leave this in a Facebook group that's going to end September 1st, and then we're going to take it down. So that offer will go away, and you'll have to pay the extra 8 or 9% if you invest after September 1st. So if you're a fast action taker, if you like what you saw, do some more research, but then get back to the person that invited you before September 1st. Yeah. And maybe it's not for you. Maybe what you saw didn't strike a chord with you. But if you know somebody in your life that could benefit from extra health, if you know somebody that's maybe not comfortable in their financial situation, um, please reach out to whoever talked to you and tell them like, hey, my friend Jimmy, he's struggling with his health right now. He's tried everything like Aaron did, and he's on a bad path, and maybe these water machines could help him. Please reach out to whoever invited you and share your network with them. That's how we all grow, is by helping each other. And yeah, Aaron and Athena, thank you very much for your powerful testimony. David, thanks for introducing me to this product. If it weren't for you, I'd probably be walking down the 17th fairway of Bandon Dunes right now with a couple bags on my shoulder, knowing I'm going to do it again every single day until I die. And I'm going to, stop and fill a 40-pound jug of 5-gallon Primo water like Aaron, lug it into my house, crack a couple of beers, and watch Netflix. So I'm very thankful for you and all you've done for me. You've been a great mentor. Anytime I've asked a question, like if it wasn't for David, I'd have a machine and no business, which would be fine. I'd be fine. I invested for the machine. I invested for the health benefits. I didn't invest for the business. But David, I really appreciate you. Athena and Aaron, it's been great to meet you, and I appreciate you guys as well. And Craig, thank you for sticking around and giving us your time. We hope we added some value to your life, and get back with whoever invited you about the what you thought, and when we get you that $100. That's all I got.
All right, I'm going to end it right here. No need to go any further. Thank you, everybody. Have a great night.